Welcome back, friends, to Travis Roy Rink here in Marion, Mass, on the campus of Tabor Academy. It's a Joshua Weeks New Year's Invitational Tournament semi-final round between Proctor and St. Paul's, and we are 15 minutes away from determining who will contend for the championship at 3 p.m. tomorrow. Right now, it's St. Paul's up 3-2 after a wild second period of play. It was 1-0 St. Paul's after one, and they went up 2-0 on the Bryson Russell power play goal, but 2 goals within a minute from Tabor and Walsh of Proctor made it a 2-2 game. Coach Dan Murphy took his timeout, and St. Paul proceeded to dominate, and eventually got a goal from Eric Simpson with 0.6 seconds left to go on the clock. And they took the lead to the intermission. That's where we stand right now. And St. Paul skates from right to left with Proctor going the opposite way, left to right. St. Paul's in red, Proctor in green. The color versus color matchup. Something you don't see very often. At the line, manning the point is Simpson. His pass went off a Proctor body. Blowing a gasket over there was Sweet. Forechecking now for St. Paul's is Menace against Cooper Rice, and they collide right below us near the scorer's table as Ladka comes in. He hits the deck. Chickering in the corner, trying to get away from Sweet. Chickering makes a pass. It's Ladka dropping it off at the line. Delgado working into the deep now. Delgado centered it back in front. It's going to come to the point for Craig, and a stop was made. Rebound is loose between the hashes. Barron was all the way out of his net, and he had to make 2 good stops there on Kevin Craig, who came in from the line. Pocket in the middle again. It's Ladka backhander, and it's steered aside away from Chickering, who was on the right post position for the rebound. He was out of the bench for a change now with it centered again. Off the bench with a wrister here is Joslin, and he missed the net wide. Proctor with a couple of good chances right off the bat, and St. Paul's is going to send it down into the corner, and icing is the call. Proctor bench making sure the officials are on top of St. Paul's, and they don't get their change in, and there's actually a penalty. Another one of those strange late penalties, and Proctor is going to go to the power play as Owen Stadheim heads to the box for a hold. So Proctor trying to tie this game up. They're 0 for 2 so far on the man advantage. And St. Paul's now will get the guys they want on the ice, because it won't be icing, it will be a power play. And thus St. Paul's is able to get their penalty killers on. Here's Craig, a shot from the line off a stick and out of play. So Stadheim must have held someone near the bench area. I didn't see an arm up during the play. Maybe that's just me though. Longtime viewers know I miss penalties all the time. Just kind of the thing. Most of them occur away from the puck, and that's why I'm always puck watching, which is not a good thing if you're a player, but if you're a broadcaster, that's your job. Here's Craig into the middle. Joslin trying to go back door, and it went off the leg of Russell and nearly into the back of the net. Up top again. Here's Craig, a one-timer, and a save is made. Rebound stabbed at by Sacklin. Comes back for Russell, and he'll shoot it down. Good penalty killing sequence there by St. Paul's, and it's 4-on-4 down low. And by 4, I mean Green and Craig, who wear number 4 on their back for both Proctor and St. Paul's. It's Craig carrying the puck. Craig whipping a shot that goes into the corner, and right there is Ronan Walsh. Skinners up the boards in front of St. Paul's bench and out. Wheeling around at center is Cam Joslin. He gets around John Sacklad near the center right. Seawolf, which is the Tabor mascot, and they, of course, are the hosts and owners of this wonderful facility at Travis Roy Rink. Barely just kept inside that line by Swarbrick. 2-on-2 down low, and coming up with the puck is Sweet. He was all tied up there by Walsh. Puck will come to the middle. Walsh with a stab at it. It's Craig trying to feed it in there for Abbott. Puck is still loose. Walsh trying to turn it. Kick towards Abbott. Back to 5-on-5 now. Nobody can get free in the slot for Proctor. Comes up to the line where Swarbrick will keep it in. St. Paul's was just trying to clear it in desperation there. Finding it now is Schubert with a bit of poise, and he'll clear the line. Schubert a bit more. He's got Menez wide out on his left. Schubert will curl up. Him and Menez just can't really get on the same page to help each other out right now. Puck bobbles out to center, and having the stick fly out of his hand was Porter. Moving in now with some space is Jocelyn. Jocelyn a shot, and it's fended off by Barron. That was Connor coming in with the wrister. And a turnover in the middle. Connor Jocelyn trying to not get the shot off. He spun in the slot, and it just kicked away from him. Calling for the puck and getting it is Schubert. He gives it now to Menez on the left side. St. Paul's onside. I heard someone yell off. Maybe it was a Proctor player on the bench here. Nothing doing up front for St. Paul's. They can't get the cycle started. That's what they did so well in that second period after nursing the St. Paul's coach called the timeout. This puck up and off the glass. It went off the glove of Beaver. It'll be curious as to which they call this icing, and they will. So maybe it might not have gone off the glove of TJ Beaver. But St. Paul's, after Coach Dan Murphy called the timeout, they slowly and steadily began to dominate the hockey game and work the cycle. And the last 6 or 7 shifts of the period, they spent in the Proctor end. Here's a shot, and Barron got a blocker on it. Last 6 or 7 shifts they sent in the Proctor end, and eventually that led up to the Simpson goal with 0.6 seconds to go. Right now it's Kevin Craig getting big minutes for Proctor. He'll just hammer one right on in. Barron vigilant with the glove. He's been good for St. Paul's all night. Making the saves he's had to make, and except for the 1 minute. Oh, nice little move. Going straight to the goal. Here is Cooper Rice. Somehow everyone else on the ice was standing still, and Cooper Rice just cut in on Beaver and lifted it up into his chest protector, and we'll do this one again. I forgot what I was saying there. I cut myself off mid-sentence again. I hate when I do that, and I know everyone else probably does too. I'm sorry. The game is more important than what I think. That's what my rule is, so I just go back to calling once we're back in play, especially with a good chance like that. There's Delgado loading up a drive. Save is made. The rebound was there. Nobody could take it free for the Hornets, who are buzzing right now. No pun intended. There's a shot coming through by Latka, and off a stick and on a play. We get another stoppage here, and the Hornets controlling this first 5 minutes. And only positivity out of head coach Mike Walsh right now. He's saying good shift, good shift, good shift, and he said that 3 times in a row. Here's his players have come off the ice. Proctor trying hard to get back in this hockey game as Flinton goes into the boards a bit awkwardly there. It'll come back for Macklin at the line. There's a tip by Flinton in the slot. He got all of that and deflected it right into the pads of Keilerman. Nearly towards that 5-hole. That was spot on by Cooper Flinton. Green was tied up here. Sackglad trying to pull it to the goal. It's an own goal. And out she comes. Sweet stepped in, put it into a body. Loose at center, and it got away from Walsh, who was just a couple strides ahead of the puck there in his mind. Or maybe his mind was moving faster than, or his feet were moving faster than his mind were. I don't know. He was a little bit anxious on it, put it that way. Getting ahead of himself. That's the phrase. Keeping it in is Flinton at the blue line. It'll go up towards that area again, and this time it's Macklin stepping forwards. On a chip and chase right now on either side, still keeping that pace up pretty high as Green is getting some space in low. He worked hard for it too. Here's Ty Green coming up with a shot. It'll go out the slot, or go above the slot, I should say, in the air and out towards the corner. In towards the corner, I guess. Doesn't really matter. You know where the puck is. You can see it right now. Down to our left, and it's all tied up. Sackglad is on the inside and pinned to the wall. Or pinning him to the wall was Beaver. It'll come free now. Chased down is Sullivan, and he turned it over. Sullivan getting that stick up in there and getting that stick up on Menez. Here's Sackglad kicking it towards the middle. He's going to get some space. And the shot will just go in behind the net. Here's Owen Stadheim. St. Paul's just battling below that goal line. They did that so well in the second period. The turnover in neutral territory and a one-on-one. Simpson with Delgado. Simpson a shot. It went off the knee of Delgado, who was simultaneously directing traffic and going down to block the shot, and it stuck through his 5-hole and took a deflection. Keilerman made the save anyways, and here goes Kevin Craig. Meandering across the red line, it'll just bounce it in on Andy Barron. Calmly scooping it up in his glove. Delgado on that one-on-one seemed more distracted with what his teammate was doing than actually defending Eric Simpson on the play. He must have felt he had good position, which he did. Stretch pass out at center. It's intended for Orr, but it actually missed him and went off the skates of Chris Sullivan and in on goal. Off the draw, it is Orn, and he took a bump after he took the shot, and he missed wide. Whew. That play developed quickly off the faceoff as Orn read his man and whipped one towards the net. Here's Larry Drew getting towards that puck. Stepping up instead is Joslin. Connor Joslin threw it in deep, and he's now chasing on the puck with Tepper with him. Here's James Tepper. Swarbrick's in front of the net. It's at the far post now. Here's Tepper once more trying to come near side. Looks around, he finds Connor Joslin. Connor Joslin up top. That's Sullivan off the boards. Getting there first was Levine, and Joslin had his stick actually up inside of the, or nearly inside the mask of Alex Levine, and then proceeded to shove him too. No penalties there. I don't know what the stoppage actually was. I thought I heard someone calling offside. But shot off the draw, blocked by Flint, and he's going to give it a go. Cooper Flint up the left side with a shot, and it's stopped by Geilerman. He can fly when he wants to, Cooper can. And he got that shot off well. But yeah, I thought I heard it offside, but face-off came in the SPS end. They couldn't get that sentence out. Again, played just a bit faster than I am, as typical. Green had that go off his stick. They were going to call high stick, but Proctor played it, and the puck goes deep in the St. Paul's end. Also Fell playing the puck. He's back up now, shooting it towards the open side. That will be the right side. Beaver will play it. Flint now from Green. And now Sacklad up the middle. John Sacklad with a shot, and a big block. Another one from Sacklad on the right side. Injured on the play, and down is Delgado. He got all of that Sacklad shot, and is now limping to the bench. His stick still lying where he blocked the shot in between the hash marks. And he is in some pain. Down to our left, he's off now on the bench. Here's Green at the side of the goal. Ty Green trying to tuck it in on the far post now. In the crease there is Sacklad. Things getting intense as Walsh unhappy about the lack of icing call on the play. And he's still taking verbal jabs at the referee or the linesman, who touches one finger to his lips and says, "Quiet down." Guillaume Deere, and another big shot block, this one by Ronan Walsh. Proctor players stepping up right now, making some gutsy plays in front of the puck with 6 minutes to go in this 3-2 hockey game. And those are the ones that will lead you to victory if you're the Hornets right there. Those are big plays and momentum builders for the bench too. They're just getting in front of shots and stepping up. Anyone at any time. The lead passes instead for Walsh. He gives it off. Abbott dropping it. Coming into the play late was Joslin. Flipping up for Abbott. He scores! A bouncing puck from Abbott. He takes, or a bouncing puck from Abbott. It took a wild turn on Andy Barron as he's coming from right to, or left to right. It goes off of his right pad and in through his 5-hole. 3-3. We are tied. From shot blocks to the back of the net, the Hornets have battled back once more. And with 5 minutes and 30 seconds to go, we are knotted up at 3. And right back into the offensive zone is Tabor. It was flipping up again. Orn taking in Joslin to the boards. Connor Joslin, that is. His brother Cam was out there for the previous goal. Play is actually killed. Not born, but blown dead by the officials. Frozen puck. McElhenney moving it on around, so a brand new ball game right now. And St. Paul's was looking good the last couple of shifts too before that goal. And now Proctor just comes the other way, and they get it 3-3. Big blast from Sweet, and he missed the goal wide. Schubert now with a shot, and Geilerman, who really has found his groove in this hockey game, makes another stop with a blocker. He looked a bit shaky early on, but now Michael Geilerman looking good in the Proctor cage. Here come the Hornets with some numbers. Joslin gave it off. He got it back, and it was stared aside by Barron from the right faceoff. The goal knocked out to center by St. Paul's, and giving chase is TJ Beaver. Right up there was Schubert. What icing called on the play. Referees are trying to get the proper 5 on the ice, and you can see him pointing right now, making sure Chetty McElhenney and Harrison Sweet are still on, as they had gotten off, actually, trying to sneak in before the icing call. Puck is loose between the hashes, a shot through traffic, and Barron didn't even see it. Chickering took that one, and it wasn't a lot of power on it, but dangerous nonetheless in that area. Proctor in the O-zone right now. Chickering positioned on the goal line is carrying the puck is Ladka. Ladka handed it off. It's Cooper Rice waiting up towards the point. It got in behind Delgado. St. Paul's now scrambling for a change. Proctor going to try to catch him. Up the left side, it's Rice. It got away from him, and Dunas is over there to play the puck. 3:57 to go, and we're tied at 3. Off the boards from Flynn. It was ahead of Sacklad, who's watching the puck right now. Kevin Craig is looping around his own goal. And everybody taking a bit of a breather, and now we'll get going. Well, now we'll get going up the right side, and Chickering is coming in. Chickering trying to cut around Russell. Chickering around the goal, and he couldn't get the shot off. Barron diving on it, and he will stop play. Whew, boy. What a hockey game here from Marion. And we're just getting going. 3:30 on the clock, and it's 3-3. Jammed to the goal, and having to make a save there is Andy Barron. It'll come this way, and it's Ronan Walsh on the boards, taken down by Max Dumas. Abbott trying to spin free from Stadheim. Abbott waiting, his shot blocked by Stadheim. Simpson will bang it up and get it out. Abbott is skating backwards. Menez forwards. He couldn't get a stick on the puck. It's bouncing now. Simpson flies into a body, but the other way goes Cam Joslin. Joslin. He'll go to the corner now on the left side. Abbott has it, shooting! And it was along the ice again. Just couldn't get the full thing off. Only a piece. Again through the middle of the ice, and will end up on the stick of Menez here. Julian Menez tracking over towards that right side. Julian Menez right in, scores! Julian Menez! 4-3! Goal line to goal line! And a backhander by Menez makes it 4-3. Pelicans! A huge goal and a huge moment in this hockey game. And with 2 minutes and 40 seconds to go, don't kid yourself, that's plenty of time. We've seen Proctor score 2 goals in less than that, but nonetheless, St. Paul's has the lead. I don't know if it was quite goal line to goal line, by the way. Maybe face-off circle to face-off circle. But holy cow, stepping up there is McElhenney with a big hit. It's sent off the boards, and the arm is up for icing despite Bussey's efforts. Up for St. Paul's. Oh, take a breather right now, folks. The rink goes quiet, but it won't be that way for long. 2:17 in a face-off to the left. We've gone from 3-3 to 4-3, and it's Julian Menace who St. Paul's has to thank for that. They have the lead. Mike Walsh saying there has to be 2 players on every puck for Proctor right now, and you can expect that as their mindset. They'll be hollering it for the next 2 minutes, I'm sure. Orrin up there to negate the icing. You get a little view into the tactical way Proctor will go forward in the rest of this game. St. Paul's trying to be aggressive on the forecheck. They force a turnover, and Sacklet hit iron. Skylerman might have got a piece, but I heard some post in there from that Sacklet shot. He's been hot, looking for a second of the game and third on the day. There's Flinton banging some bodies. He then gets banged by Delgado. Helping out is Sacklet up in front of the net again. And Sacklet is taken down. That'll start away Cooper Rice. He just gets it out to center, no further than the red line. As Proctor is being stifled right now. And Sacklet was doing the work. He gets bumped, but still going on that puck. 1:18 to go. And they're really jousting in low. Sacklet comes free with it. Good work by St. Paul's here. Banding on it was Dumas on the initial try. It'll go up and off the glass. Touching it in front is Flinton. And going hard to the cage is Sacklet, Kevin Craig. Those two exchanged words earlier, and Craig came flying in to knock Sacklet out, and maybe went a bit too far. Sacklet not backing down, and they're both going to go to the box. And this is going to be 4-on-4 play for the next minute. This is something else. We're going to have some wide open spaces. In a 4-3 game, 1 minute and 7 seconds to go. Winner of this one to the championship of the Josh Weeks tournament. Here in Marion, Mass at Tabor Academy. Usually you'll see 5-on-5 on that, but it'll be 4-on-4 in there. Still got to get the penalties up on the board. That's why we have this stoppage right now. And Mike Walsh for Proctor will take the opportunity to make a last-second change. TJ Beaver, the junior defenseman, is going to go off, and the senior forward, Jack Swarbrick, who's a captain on this team, will go on. So I believe it's 3 forwards and 1 defenseman out there. The 1 defenseman is Chris Sullivan for Proctor. That shows you the mindset right there. They have got to get a goal. Down by 1, and 1 minute to go. How could you not be riveted right now? Here's Joslin on the left side. He just gets it deep, and McElhinney is working on the puck right now. Miles Abbott in the green jersey. He's down there as well. 2-on-2. Stadheim coming in. It's jammed back to the line. Puck comes across the ice from Sullivan. Simpson up the wall. Here's Joslin. Empty net for Proctor. Here comes a shot, and it's fended aside. Sullivan in on goal. And Barron made the save on the far wall. They're working right now. This is intense, folks. Jack Swarbrick. Down low, it's Ronan Walsh up top. Sullivan again! And it went through the top of the crease and out the other side. Under 20 seconds to play. Here's Swarbrick. Lurking in the middle there is Joslin. Sullivan once more. And now it's Joslin, but he missed the pass. Chance for Simpson to bang it off the boards. He can't. It'll come for Abbott. Abbott couldn't make the move. 4 seconds. Sent all the way down by Stadheim. Icing is waved off as Simpson beats it, and St. Paul's beats Proctor. In a heart stomper from Tabor, Julian Menez gets a goal with about 4 minutes to play, and the Pelicans walk away 4-3 victors. They will play tomorrow in the finals of the Joshua Weeks New Year's Invitational in Marion, Mass. They will play the winner of the Kent Hill St. George's game, which will take place after this at 8 o'clock. That is the puck drop. But that's what you need to know. 3 p.m. tomorrow. We'll see you for the championship game. And it's Big Red of St. Paul's School 4, Proctor Academy 3. Saying good night from Marion, my name is Ryan Murphy, signing off.